First at 10, we are on the weather watch for heavy rain and storms to kickstart the day tomorrow. What you need to know for the morning commute coming up.
Also tonight on Connecticut's news station, a police union says it has no confidence in one town's mayor and leaders. We'll hear from an expert about the situation.
You can tell he was scared for his life.
Plus, we're hearing from the family of a man shot and killed by police during a stolen car investigation. We'll find out why their lawyers are calling his death a homicide.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin tonight with police investigating after a man was shot and killed in Hartford tonight. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Thanks for joining us. Police are at the scene on Lime Street, and this is in the north end of the city.
Let's go right out to Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner joining us live at the scene after just receiving an update from Hartford Police. DeAndrea, what can you tell us?
Well, Ben and Sarah, this scene, it expands a couple of blocks. Police tell me that it started on Granby Street where they believe the victim was shot and ended here when the victim crashed into another vehicle. Now, police say that the shot spotter picked up 9 rounds of gunfire a little after 7 p.m. tonight. They believe the victim was shot while driving and continued driving and crashing into a pole and other things and ultimately crashing into a car. Now, right now, they do not have a lead on who the suspect is or what kind of car they were driving, but police are hoping that neighbors can help with those answers.
We're out here canvassing right now for evidence, for any kind of digital evidence, cameras. We're really asking, this is a heavy populated neighborhood, if anybody has anything, anybody has a Ring camera, anybody saw, witnessed the car, please reach out to us.
Now, police say they believe that this is a targeted shooting that led to the 28th homicide here in Hartford. And last year, there were 39 altogether. In Hartford, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
DeAndrea, thank you. Keep us updated. We are also following breaking news tonight out of Georgia, where a grand jury has returned 10 indictments in the investigation into former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results there. It's still unclear right now who exactly was indicted. About an hour ago, documents were given by a court clerk to the Fulton County judge presiding over the case. The grand jury heard from witnesses all day long and into this evening. A list of criminal charges against Trump briefly appeared on a county website, but that list was quickly removed, and prosecutors said they were not accurate to begin with. In a separate case, the former president is facing a federal indictment in his attempt to reverse his 2020 election loss. He's also federally charged in classified documents found at his estate Mar-a-Lago in Florida, and he's facing charges in New York State over his payment of hush money to hide an affair with an adult film star. We'll bring you updates on the Georgia grand jury's indictment as soon as we learn more about that.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. We got to check out that forecast. Rain overnight.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, rain is going to be moving in here shortly, and we have a flood watch in effect around daybreak tomorrow. Some locally heavy rain could be too much too quickly. It's a scene that we've seen way too often this summer, and there could be some pockets of flash flooding to start off the day. I think the heaviest rain is going to be moving through between around 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. And we also have the low risk for seeing a strong to severe thunderstorm as well. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has us at a level 1 risk for severe weather, which is the lowest on our 5-level threat scale. But we're going to have to keep a close eye on wherever a warm front sets up. If it sets up across Connecticut, it is game on for severe weather. But if it's just to the south, we might end up missing out on the worst of the storms, which is how most of our guidance is looking right now. But it is a really close call, so worth watching as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. It looks like there are some sprinkles that are starting to make their way into the state right now, and there's a lot more rain where that came from. Taking a look across central Pennsylvania, showers and thunderstorms. So we'll see that rain continue to fill in as we head through the overnight hours. Again, between 4 and 8 a.m., that's the worst. So here are those pockets of heavier rain out there, and we'll be watching where that warm front sets up. This computer model has it just to the south across Long Island, then eventually moving to the southeastern parts of Massachusetts. By mid to late morning, the worst is already over with, and most of the rest of the day will be dry, but we'll keep a lot of clouds around, cooler temperatures overall. With the humidity, you're going to feel it, and there could be a couple stray showers. We're going to take you through the rest of the day, your full forecast, and the rest of the week, too, coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, new at 10 here, Vernon's Police Association says it's not confident town leaders, including the mayor, can fully manage the department. The union voted on the issue. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner was in Vernon looking into that vote.
Conflict between the Vernon Police Association and town leadership is rising. Recently, the Police Association unanimously voted no confidence in the town mayor, town administrator, and assistant town administrator. They voted the recent contract negotiations, arbitration, and subsequent efforts of the town administration to vacate decision of the arbitrators were some of the factors that led to this vote. Experts on this issue say that the statement has no legal effect. Rather, it's a way to heighten awareness on the issues they believe are at hand.
They've tried other things. They don't feel like they're getting satisfaction. And this is kind of the last resort to call public attention to what they think is a real problem.
In a statement, the Police Association says another problem is the town hasn't addressed staffing issues, saying about the town leadership, quote, they have failed to take necessary steps to retain and recruit officers, which has led to a staffing crisis, causing the department to remain understaffed by nearly 20% of our full complement of officers. The staffing crisis has placed a significant burden on our members who are frequently forced to work outside of their normally scheduled hours and or their regular days off. Town leaders, including Mayor Dan Champagne, who was a Vernon police officer for 22 years, are fighting those claims. They released a statement saying, in part, the town of Vernon has petitioned the Superior Court to review the recent arbitration award, which we believe is legally defective based on the procedure agreed by the parties at the arbitration. Experts say that one way that this vote of no confidence can affect change is how community members respond to this vote.
The only way to really measure if it's effective, it doesn't have an impact on public opinion. So perhaps citizens in the town of Vernon will listen to what the union has to say and reach out to their elected officials and have some impact. Or maybe they won't agree with the police union and they won't reach out.
That was our DeAndrea Turner reporting. 2 workers who were inspecting a roof at an apartment complex in Middletown were shocked when their ladder touched electrical lines. It happened on Stony Crest Drive at the Stony Crest Apartments. Officials say the 2 men suffered electrical injuries. Both were taken to Hartford Hospital. Neighbors tonight describing that scene.
I ran over, alerted for 911, and paramedics, ambulance came and, started assisting the guys.
OSHA, the fire marshal, were said to be on the scene investigating. That investigation is ongoing.
A man is in the hospital tonight after he was shot several times at a condo complex in Hamden. Police responded to reports of gunfire at the Regency Hills condos around 1:30 yesterday morning. We're told a SWAT team also responded. Police say the victim's injuries are serious, but there's no word on his condition. Police have not made any arrests. Fox 61 follow-up tonight. We're hearing from the family of a man shot and killed by a West Hartford police officer.
It all happened during a stolen car investigation last week. Lawyers for the man's family say that they're pursuing their own investigation into what they're calling a homicide. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez has the latest on the case.
The family says it saw and heard Mike Alexander Garcia's last moments on the news on Friday. Authorities are investigating whether the use of deadly force was justifiable by West Hartford police, but meanwhile, the family says that it wasn't.
He's gone forever.
Sheely Alexander Garcia, haunted by her brother's last moments.
We are left with the memory of his suffering. I keep hearing his voice. Please don't kill me.
Her older brother, 34-year-old Mike Alexander Garcia, was driving a car out of a New Britain Avenue Town Fair Tire service bay and being bitten by police dog Isla when he was shot multiple times by Officer Andrew Teeter Tuesday. The Office of Inspector General is investigating if the use of deadly force was justifiable. During the seconds, Alexander Garcia drove this RAV4 out of the garage, hit a police cruiser, and crashed into a pole.
I know Mike was terrified in that car. My brother is dead because the police shot him 3 times even though he had no weapon.
On Friday, West Hartford Police Chief Vernon Riddick said, quote, "This was a dangerous situation involving multiple attempted carjackings, and I encourage the public and media to review all of the details." The family in West Hartford visiting from Wyndham. Jacqueline Garcia, too grief-stricken to speak about her oldest child. Attorneys now speaking on their behalf.
In the video, the officer never issues a clear command to Mike, telling him how he can avoid death. The officer just says, "I'm going to shoot you."
It appears that a absolutely tragic incident has occurred, and it appears to us at our initial investigation that it was caused by an escalation by the police.
Alexander Garcia was known to police. The family says he struggled with addiction, but past larceny violations didn't make him violent.
There's no excuse for his actions. I'm not standing here defending his actions, but he wasn't a bad person.
And the Inspector General's initial report says that Alexander Garcia backed out of that space despite struggling with that police dog and with the officer. But they are in the process of a comprehensive investigation. Alexander Garcia died from point-blank shots to the torso. In West Hartford, I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.